Live from our Jackson studios. Live from the Midtown Jackson studio and live from well into Deep 13. This is Last Call Cafe on Spreaker with the animalistic Jay the Brain Man, the animalistic Matthew the Wizard Nichols, and the pause for consideration, Steve the Baxman Baxley. I'm Franklin Pangborn, your announcer, with Morgul as the friendly drone. Let's go to the cafe and find out what's going on and join the guys on a whole crowd. It's Last Call Cafe on Spreaker.
Well, here we go. Welcome one and all to the Corsican Ball. That's right. It's another, after a little bit of a sabbatical for reasons that were beyond our control, another wacky edition of Last Call Cafe here on Spreaker from iHeartMedia. Yay. It's been a while. How y'all doing? I am one of the hosts, Steve the Baxman Baxley. A pleasure as always as we enter your mind like horny earwigs. But we never escape. We turn your mind into a nice little apartment house. And speaking of which, let me introduce you to the rest of the gang. Of course, he is Mr. Magnetism. He is the gamer's best friend, ladies and gentlemen, the Wizard, Matthew Nichols.
Sup, everyone?
And if it would be we would be doing this show in a string. Ladies and gentlemen, host of Jay the Brain Man presents Russell and Matty Hutt, starring Jaden, Steve the Baxman Baxley, and Zippo the Wonder Mule. He is Betty White's favorite chew toy, ladies and gentlemen. We bring you the manager, champions, etc., and so forth. The one, the only. That address again was. We're back. Glad you're with us. Apologies for the past 2 weeks of silence, but as they say, due to circumstances beyond all of our controls, we were unable to do the show for 2 weeks. So we're back, and as we always do, Pangborn, do your thing.
It's time now for Brainwave with Jay the Brain Man. And it's sponsored again by nobody. Hey, Brain! What kind of brainwave you're sharing with us this week?
Well, let's get to it.
Steve, this is Gilbert Gottfried saying you couldn't even wipe my ass, let alone do a half-decent imitation of me. Okay?
Hey, we're back on.
All right. The audience has returned. Yay. Thanks, Brain. Okay, you think that's something? Wait till you hear this. We got about, I think, a 2-week backlog. We got about a 2-week backlog of the following. So, Franklin Pangborn, if you will, please. It's time now for Gamer News with the wizard, Matthew Nichols, brought to you by Pluto TV. Get hundreds of channels for zeros of dollars, including channels devoted to the gaming industry and anime. It's Pluto TV. It's free. Now, here's the wizard, the mighty wizard of Matthew Nichols.
Thanks. Okay. This week on Gamer News, we finally got a launch date for G4 coming back to TV, which is November 16th, 2021. And other gamer news, Back 4 Blood recently came out, and it's pretty much becoming quite the hit. And hell, it's even free on Game Pass, and I myself actually played it. And for those of you who are fans of the Left 4 Dead series, Back 4 Blood is pretty much the spiritual sequel that you've all been waiting for. Very much fun, especially with friends, because the bots can be a bit stupid, especially when you get hit with the spire-like web and the bots won't free you from the web, so they just leave you slowly dying. But overall, Back 4 Blood is a great game. And another game that's been trending Twitch is Amazon's New World, which has been going quite well, from what I've been hearing from some VTubers I watch. And lastly, we finally got the Animal Crossing Direct, and we're finally getting 2.0. And boy, do we got a lot. Starting with the obvious, Brewster's Cafe is coming back along with Cabin, which is the whatever that Japanese frog is called, who, if you remember from the original Animal Crossing, takes you on trips to different islands in this boat while singing some songs. Yep, he's coming back. Gyroids are also coming back, which you can dig up and grow your own gyroids and customize them. We got an open market on Harv's Island. We have several different shops. It's from familiar visitors that usually roam the island on certain days of the week, like Red, Sarah, and Kicks, along with Reese and Cyrus shops. Katrina's coming back, which is the fortune teller cat. And Harriet, the barber from Animal Crossing since Wild World, is also coming back. And also, we can actually cook things. Yep, we're getting cooking DIY recipes. And we're getting vegetables, which we can use as ingredients. We got some new stuff for the Nook phone, which is some new features like new I forgot. Okay. Okay, there's also activities like group stretching and bigger home storage, and we'll be able to put a supply closet outside to access our home storage from outdoors, so we no longer have to just keep running back to our house to access our storage. And we're also getting some new villagers. Some of them are returning from Animal Crossing, along with Series 5 of Amiibo cards. That's pretty much it for the 2.0 update. But also, we got our first paid DLC, which is coming out November 5th, which is Happy Home Paradise, where you work with Lottie as a member of the Paradise planning team, which you go to different islands, make different dream homes, and you can actually use those skills back home for your own home. And you also get paid in, I think it was called bounties. It's a currency that you get from Lottie every time you get a dream home made. And if you actually make enough dream homes, you can actually remodel your villagers' houses. So finally, we can actually upgrade our villagers' houses. We just got to make enough dream homes. Oh, speaking of which, I forgot one other thing. We can finally invite our villagers to our homes, and our villagers can invite us to their homes, which has been a feature that a lot of us have been waiting for since it's been there since Animal Crossing Wild World. So, yeah. Quite a lot. Oh, and if you got the expansion for Nintendo Switch Online, you get this DLC along with it, which the expansion for Nintendo Switch Online is going to be launching at the same date as the New Horizons DLC, which means the price has gone up to $50 a year. Which, as I've already said in one of the last episodes, the Nintendo Switch Online expansion will give us N64 games and Genesis games. So now it's also going to give us this DLC for free. If you want to buy the DLC, regularly it's $24.99. And that's pretty much it for gamer news.
This has been Gamer News with the wizard Matthew Nichols, brought to you by Pluto TV. Get hundreds of channels for zeros of dollars. Drop by, drop in, turn on, turn in, turn up. It's free. Pluto TV. X-Men, it's all yours. All right, thank you very much. Let's get into some wrestling news. Impact Wrestling will be doing a tribute to Daphne during the Thursday, October 28th episode of Impact in 60. And we got a stupid ad that's blocking the rest of the story. There's a wave. Impact Wrestling pay tribute to Daphne at the Knockouts Knockdown pay-per-view with an opening ceremony and a Monster Ball match. Impact in 60, thank you very much. As reported, the former WCW and TNA star passed away at the age of 46 in September. Impact in 60 will air on Access TV. No word if it will also be airing on Twitch. I have a feeling it will. All right, more little wrestling news. Let's see, more wrestling news, yes. AEW Dynamite. For much of its run, AEW Dynamite has aired live on the East Coast and aired on a delay on the West Coast. That is reportedly set to change. On the latest edition of Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer, and you know what that means, take it with a grain of salt,
reported that AEW set to air live on both coasts. This change will be made on October 27th. Now, it is unknown how this will affect TV ratings. This past summer, USA Network started airing the East Coast and West Coast feeds of Raw at the same time. The change was made due to the Olympics. There's no clear indication as to how this affected Raw. Now, due to the Major League Baseball playoffs, Dynamite has been moved to Saturday nights. The October 27th of Dynamite will be the first Dynamite to air on Wednesday after the 2 Saturday night Dynamites. So that's going to be fun. And don't forget, folks, January 5th, 8 p.m. is the time. TBS is the place for AEW Dynamite. There we go. Hit the bell, boys. Thank you. All right, let's keep going here with more wrestling news. And 4 matches have been announced for tomorrow night's AEW Dark Elevation. Dustin Rhodes will face Gustavo, while Santana and Ortiz will face Jaka and Sean Maluda. Other matches, Wardlow versus Will Austin, Nyla Rose, Emi Sakura, and Diamante will take on Red Velvet, Ryo Mizunami, and Keelan King. These matches will air Monday night, 7 p.m. on the official AEW YouTube channel. All right. In WWE news, during a recent interview with Women's Wrestling Talk, WWE Hall of Famer Medusa, otherwise known as Alundra Blaze, gave her opinion on the current state of women's wrestling. Medusa believes there is still plenty of room to evolve for women's wrestling despite progress like 2 WrestleMania main events headlined by women. Once again, an ad blocks the entire thing. There we go. Ah, come on. Knock that dumb thing off. Ad blockers, totally ad blockers. Okay. Here we go. We still need a lot of growing. I'm glad to see that we have some women writers with WWE. That's good. I don't know if we have any women agents. When I was over there last, I didn't see any. Maybe one. AEW, there's no women agents when I was over there, but women in general, the wrestling ability has really hit the roof. It's really good. Today's women's wrestling is what I was doing back then, and I was so ahead of my time. It's so good to see it 30 years later. A seasoned in-ring veteran like Medusa likely has countless stories to tell about her time with WWE, WCW, and other companies. She's releasing a tell-all book soon, but according to Medusa, she's received threats about releasing certain information. Quote, and when I say a book about truth, it's not a tattletale book, so y'all can just calm down now. End quote, she explained. And trust me, I've received phone calls and warnings that if I mention their names, they will sue me. I have received death threats, and that's what's really sad. Medusa dominated the women's wrestling scene in the early 90s, just before the Attitude Era of WWE gained steam. She hopes that wrestling fans and companies alike will start showing more appreciation for women that have paved the way for the Attitude Era stars like Trish, Lita, and others. And she also said that, well, she deserves a retirement match. I don't care if it's 3 minutes or if it's an hour long. I deserve one. And every federation knows I have it out there. Hello Impact, hello AEW, hello WWE, hello NWA, hello ROH, hello Impact, whatever, right? And so it's out there, and I would definitely have a retirement match, and I would choose my opponent. And the opponent would have to be someone that could carry me, and what I mean by that is no disrespect to myself, is that if I were to forget something and I need someone to take care of my body because I'm not 20, I mean, you have to be real. I'm much older than Trish and Lita. I could be both of your mothers, Yeah, you have to be somebody that would take care of me in the match, and of course, likewise. I think there's somebody over at AEW that would love a chance to get at Medusa, DMD, Dr. Britt. Let's see. The first full-length trailer for the upcoming Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League video game was released during yesterday's DC Fandom virtual event. Among other reveals like The Rock's Black Adam sneak preview and John Cena returning as Peacekeeper. Former WWE NXT champion Samoa Joe will be voicing the role of King Shark in the game. Wrestling Inc. noted back in 2020 when the first teaser for the game launched that Joe had landed the role of voicing King Shark. This is the first time Joe, an avid gamer, will be featured in a video game separate from pro wrestling. As the title suggests, the story of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League will be centered around characters like Harley Quinn, Deadshot, and other Suicide Squad members as they face their toughest foe yet. Brainiac has invaded Metropolis and brainwashed the Justice League, Superman, Wonder Woman, and others, and with no other heroes to call, it's up to the anti-heroes to stop them. It's scheduled to be released in 2022 for Windows, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series XS. And we got one more bit of wrestling news for you. And, well, it seems that, no, not that one, the other one. There we go, hit the right thing. Max Caster called out new SmackDown superstar Top Dollar Saturday night after AEW Dynamite went off the air. The Acclaim interrupted a promo from AEW President Tony Khan, who was thanking fans at the James L. Knight Center in Miami, Florida. Caster dissed Khan for not putting the Acclaim on the Dynamite card and said he wanted to beat him up as bad as AEW beat NXT in the ratings. The rap also included Caster taking a dig at Top Dollar's diss track aimed at the Young Bucks. As reported earlier, the Bucks and Top Dollar exchanged a few jabs via Twitter this week, specifically over who's the most legitimate sneakerhead. The Bucks have yet to respond to Top Dollar's diss track. Ooh. If you want to see that video, it's on the AEW website on the U of the Tube. And while we're at it, Tony Khan was recently on Moose and Maggie on WFAN to talk AEW and the Jacksonville Jaguars. By the way, they won this morning. Khan discussed the Impact marquee signings like CM Punk and Bryan Danielson have brought in. It's been amazing with the business lift we've seen in years. We've seen in terms of every major business metric, Khan said. At All Out, we set our pay-per-view record last month with the biggest pay-per-view, not just that we've done, but any independent wrestling company outside the big guy, the WWF and WWE has done in the last 23 years since 99. People really engaged with it and liked it. I'm so glad it clicked with people because so many people saw it. And then to do a show everyone really was happy with and well received meant a lot to me. CM Punk, Bryan Danielson came to AEW, gave us a huge lift because not only are they really recognizable wrestlers, pretty much almost every fan knows CM Punk and Bryan Danielson. It goes on. He's also, believe it or not, literally the man behind the scenes now. He's had more creative control at AEW. And why these things, I should put an ad blocker on my tablet here. Come on. There we go. It's allowed me to get my hands around it. But even before the pandemic, really before that, it was at the beginning of 2020, or at the end of 2019, I told myself going into the new year, I'm just going to do everything by hand because at first coming in, I was timing everything and I would keep track of time, so we had a great group of people. I still do have a great group of people, but I just needed to probably take more ownership of what I was doing because at the end of the day, there were a lot of cooks in one show. And it's just hard because I still want to get everyone's ideas, but you have to organize everything in one show, and that's why I still love working with everyone. but I just thought it was a little misleading because somebody just reported that recently. But it's really been that way since 2020, and things got really hot around then too. So I think it's been good for our business because I'm very organized and meticulous about how AEW is structured, what matches go on, and I make sure we have a lot of time for the wrestling and have great matches. In fact, to sort of puddle jump on that, I didn't know until Aubrey Edwards on AEW Unrestricted on their AEW show said that she does some of the scheduling right before airtime. In fact, about 2 hours before airtime. And if you watch the first episode of Roads to the Top, you would see just a glimpse of Aubrey Edwards, senior official, putting down which matches and which segments are going to go into the Dynamite broadcast. So there you go, nice little list there. And by the way, Roads to the Top next Saturday, as is AEW, right after AEW Saturday Night Dynamite on TNT because of the lovely thing they call baseball. Okay. Got about 2 minutes. Fast 2 minutes. General, you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Ready, Jimmy?
Yes, sir, I'm ready. And no intro, so Pangborn just left us. By the way, it's great to be back.
That's right. It's great to be back. And tonight, we have a triple belch. We're going to give one to, well, why don't we just do it unturned here? We're giving a belch to Twitch for their little wrongdoing that they're doing. We got a belch to the technical worms that have affected this program. And do you have a personal belch, Brain? That
No.
you want to pardon?
No.
Okay, so, well, you know what we're going to do? We said we get a triple belch. Why don't we belch the National Football League for keeping most of those emails? Release them. So, Junior Lieutenant Jimmy, what did you feed the Belchatron 2000?
Well, let's see. We fed it some. We fed the entire menu of KFC. We fed it some Subway. We fed it some Burger King. We fed it some Wendy's chili, cheese fries. And we fed it some Coney Island and
that was it?
Yep.
All right. When ready? Fire! Wow. That. Whoa. Ooh. There was a little skunk in there. But boy, that monster in the lake, he's enjoying it.
Yep. Also, in case you guys are following my channel, Don't Make Stupid Your Show, I recently got a video up, like, I believe last week. I did collab with Matt and Eddie and Fauna. The second part of Kirby's Adventure.
Okay, and what is your YouTube channel called?
It's called the Dumb and Stupider Show.
Okay. Try it out. It's pretty damn good. I enjoyed it.
How about you, Jimmy?
Hey, my brother did good.
He's good at it. Unlike some people I know, hold your horns. Well, that is going to seriously wrap it up for us. It is great to be back amongst your bosoms. That's right. It's great to be back amongst your bosoms, and we hope we're back again next week. Same time, same place. Stay tuned now for Wrestle Anime Hut coming up. And until then, for the brain, for the wizard, I am the Baxman. For the general, for the First Lieutenant Jimmy and Junior Lieutenant Jimmy, one with a Y and the other with an IE. I am the Baxman. This has been a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions in association with Brainscan Entertainment. Wizard World Productions is the owner of Gaming News. We must give them proper credit. And Spreaker from iHeartRadio. See you next week, everybody.